Okay, so I'm Rowan. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves tonight. Any better than this? Fantastic food, amazing wine, this panoramic view of wine country. I mean, let's give a hand to the bride and groom and her family, please. I also want to thank Icy for asking me to be the maid of honor today, and especially to thank her parents, Barry and Lucy, for helping her make all of this happen. There's 30 of these, so we've got time. Okay. I'm sure you're all sitting here waiting for me to start lavishing praises on Icy. But I think it's only fair that the direction of the speech emulate the way our friendship unfolded. I didn't like her very much when she first moved to my school when we were 7. She was this girl with the bad perm who thought she was one of the boys. I still have a very vivid memory of Icy pushing and shoving some of the boys in the recess line before lunch, waiting to make her mad dash to the playground to call first dibs on the tire swings or the monkey bars. She simply wasn't a girl I wanted to be caught dead sharing the same sandbox with. In middle school, Icy was at the top of the pecking order, and every boy had a crush on Icy. Really? Nick, did you know that? Every guy had a crush on Icy.
I've been told that.
She was tall, she was pretty, and she had boobs. And I suppose that she figured out at a young age how to really leverage that popularity. Because that's when she started bossing people around. In fact, that's how we met. We were stuck in the same English class, and she hunted me down for my vocab homework every single week. I lived in fear. She was always lurking around in the hallways, ready to pounce. Today, whenever I read about bullying in the news, I naturally start thinking about Icy. She's what you'd call a badass. You'd find her talking back at teachers, climbing over school walls to sneak out of school. Those guys over there did the same thing. You did! And Grace, where are you, Grace? Icy and Grace used to steal bikes. So Icy, the fact that you lost 3 bikes in the last year, I think karma did its thing. Anyway, after a fallout with several other girls, Icy and Grace recruited both me and Icy's matron of honor, Midori, into their circle of friends so that they could keep up with appearances. Icy obviously was the queen bee. The good news is, those years being Icy's minion toughened me up. But this brat turned out to have a heart as well, and Icy softened as she got older. Once we really got to know one another and became fast friends, it seemed crazy that I had hated her guts before. I grew up with really strict parents, so I was never considered cool. But Icy really took me under her wings and taught me how to have fun. And then we were stuck by the hips and inseparable. We shared the same eccentric sense of humor and loved daring each other to do stupid things before breaking into fits of giggles. What I loved about Icy, and still do, is that she's always up for doing anything with me. No question asked. She was fun like that. She was fun like that. And I mean, before her pre-Oprah days, you guys probably didn't know about this, but she subscribed to The Source and Vibe magazine. And she called Chris Webber her idol. And when I went to visit her, she took me to my first Jay-Z concert, and we were the only 2 Asian girls in the crowd throwing up the ROC sign. But had no clue what it meant. For those of you who didn't know Icy back then, she basically talked about she talked about urban culture with the same enthusiasm she now does for Oprah.
Oprah's gone.
I remember on another visit to New York, I was at her apartment and caught a glimpse of the amount of money she owed in interest to the bank on a bank statement. And I was like, Icy, are you not paying your bills? And she said, no, I pay them. Turns out she thought she only had to pay the minimum amount due and had been doing that for several months. So that's the beauty of Icy. One minute she's brilliant, the next she shows the naivete of a child. One minute she's burping in my face or being short with me, and the next she's going that extra mile to book that hard-to-snag reservation on my behalf so that I don't have to worry about calling the place half a world away at 2 in the morning. So yes, you might call Icy intense, impatient, loud, and emotional, but she'll surprise you with her kindness, candor, generosity, and heart. There are moments when you just don't know what to do with Icy, what to do with some of her wacky responses or unexpected outbursts of emotions. I don't know anyone else who makes me want to laugh or cry at the same time. For example, several years back, we sort of stumbled into watching Extreme Makeover Home Edition, where the show builds homes for families living under difficult circumstances. And we watched this show like week after week. Then in the end, Icy was basically programmed to cry every single episode. And then, in the end, it just got to the point where she would start hysterically sobbing before the families are even introduced. I'm like, what the heck? You didn't even hear their stories yet. Okay, which brings me to Nick. And I should preface by saying he didn't exactly have me at hello. I remember Icy telling me about having had one too many scotch and kissing this guy she works with at a work function.
Same night.
She sort of dismissed the whole thing at first, but Mick came on pretty strong. I actually just heard from one of Icy's college friends, Shirley to be exact, and she said that Mick had sent Icy this Excel file of this chart that showed this trajectory of how much he likes her, or how much that has been increasing over time. So it basically looks like this. Did you do that? Icy's she's never mentioned anything to me.
It was exponential.
Okay, but it was hard not to love the guy once you see how Icy's become after spending time with him. You still wouldn't call her chill, but she's never been happier, more relaxed and comfortable with herself.